What's going on? It's yours truly. Just say it with me. My name is Miss TALIAFERRO. How y'all doing out there? So I'm a little nervous. This is the first time that I'm going to unveil a new camera angle just like that. We got a new angle that I'm super proud of, super dope, to always take the brand and new lights. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing out there? We're going to get into a little bit of Drizzy Drake and old Dennis Graham. For those who don't know, Dennis Graham is the pops of Drake. Obviously, Drake has been pretty vocal about his relationship or lack thereof, a relationship with Dennis Graham and his music over the years, specifically some of his earlier works like a Take Care, like a Nothing Was the Same. Even if you're reading this, it's too late. Drake has been pretty vocal about how he had to make it happen even when his pops wasn't there. Now, it is out in the atmosphere that Dennis Graham was a notorious pimp in the city of Memphis. I don't think he's sugarcoating any of this information about himself. The thing with Dennis Graham is, I'm from Memphis, so you can literally go on Bill Street any given weekend and you'll just see Dennis Graham on Bill Street and you'll be like, yo, ain't you Drake's dad? Like, why the hell you just chilling like you ain't Drake's dad? But that's just how he is, how random he is. I actually had Dennis Graham's number. I've actually even talked on the phone with Dennis a couple times. He's just a very random guy. Anywho, Dennis did an interview with Nick Cannon, right? And in the midst of this interview, Nick asked Dennis straight up and down, how is it with your son putting it out in the atmosphere that you were kind of an absentee father at times? And Dennis, I'm not going to put the interview up on the screen, but I'll give you pretty much a quick synopsis of it. Dennis was like straight up and down, I asked my son about this. I asked Drake, like, yo, what are you talking about? I wasn't there for you as a kid. What the hell being your music? And Dennis Flatfoot said, he told this to Nick Cannon over at Power 106. He was like, yo, my son told me that, Dad, I'm just selling music. So pretty much Dennis Graham has put all of Drake's credibility on the line, saying that his son has admitted to him that he lies to sell music. Now, Drake being a quote-unquote rapper who's already faced ghostwriting allegations, doesn't need another hit to his already a tad bit blemished career. Now, this dude is one of the best artists of this generation, but when we talk about a rapper, Drake doesn't need any more hits when he's already got the Quentin Miller ghostwriter thing over his head thanks to his good old pal Meek Millie. It really affected Drake when he heads over to his Instagram. Rarely will you see Drake tag on to his Insta story and address something that's over his head, a rumor. He never really addresses rumors. Matter of fact, the only other time I saw Drake hop on his Insta story to address a rumor was, remember when Pusha T released the story of Adidon, the thumbnail, with the blackface, right? Drake had to head over to his Insta story. He's like, yo, this is something that happened back in the day. I was in acting class, all that. Well, Drake was pissed about this interview that his dad did with Nick Cannon. And he went over to his Instagram story and was like, woke up today so hurt, man. My father will say anything to anyone that's willing to listen to him. It's sad when family gets like this, but what can we really do? That's the people that we're stuck with. Every bar I ever spit was the truth, and the truth is hard for some people to accept. Michael Jordan shrug, all right? Now, here's what I think about this. First and foremost, me nor you were in the midst of Drake and Dennis's relationship as a kid. We don't know what the hell went on in their family dynamics. I can't say this. I remember back on, what was that on? Take Care. I'm pretty sure it was Take Care. Drake referenced Ridgecrest. And I was like, I've never known Drake to be in Ridgecrest. My auntie lived in Ridgecrest for a long time. I spent a lot of time over there. I've never seen Drake. Now, I'm not the end-all, be-all for that area. I'm just saying I've never seen Drake over there. But Drake sometimes, to me, caters his music to whatever he's around. Like if he's been in the studio in Atlanta for a couple weeks, you're going to hear him talk about being at the Hooters on Peachtree. If he's been in Houston for a couple weeks in the you're going to hear Drake likely cater his music to having the mob ties with Jay Prince and company. Toronto, obviously his home. And then, like I said, Memphis, he's great at that. He's really the greatest ever at that, right? Like making you feel like he's from your city. And I do believe people, over the years, people have been critical of Drake, saying he kind of hyperbolizes a little bit of his music. Again, he claims every bar he spits is the truth. I look at that side, but there also is the other side to this thing. in which Drake's daddy could easily be like, yo, if I am an absentee father, or I was one in my child's life, and my child has went on to be this great successful person, I don't want to admit that I was an absentee father, that I was a pimp. You know what I mean? Back in the day in Memphis. Like, I don't want to admit that. I don't want to talk about that. That doesn't make me feel good. So you can see where both sides could have blemished the truth. Could be very well possible that both sides are quote unquote lying, but who knows? That's what Drake put in his music, and Dennis has his right to say, yo, that's not true. Y'all let me know in the comment box below what y'all think about this one. Drake calls out his pops. Dennis, I'm going to try to get Dennis on the line in the next 24 hours. He probably ain't going to pick up, but I'm going to try to get him on the line and see if I can get a quote from him and then add it to the platform. So please stay tuned. Subscribe to the platform if you have not done so. See if I can get a quote from Dennis Graham in the next 24 hours. That would be great, right? Great content. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now, Mr.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV.